Wow, rank rematching. Ooh, people get angry about this topic.
First of all, let me lay down what I think about ranked rematching in Tekken 7. So, it depends on what I'm trying to do. It depends on what I'm trying to do, and it's crazy because there's a whole lot of like, I don't know, it's just a whole lot of meta to it. It's a bunch of ego stuff, I guess. But like, if I don't care and I just want to deathmatch people and I don't really care about my rank, I'll just deathmatch people until they leave, right? I'll just keep playing, hitting the rematch button no matter whether I'm losing real bad or not, right? Whether they're super high level or super low level, doesn't matter. I don't care. I'll just deathmatch them until they leave. But recently, I've been trying to actually rank up. So when you're trying to actually rank up, you kind of have to judge for yourself whether you should stay in that match or leave, because since you can indefinitely rematch people, you could just tank your points. Like, you could just tank your points by sitting there and rematching people over and over and over and over and over and over again. But if you're trying to rank up, you have to kind of leave sometimes. So like, if somebody, especially with Smurfs, right? Because there are definitely Smurfs in the game. People that are like super high ranked, and they're just like, you know, I'm just gonna make a new account so I can play in the lower ranks and not have to sweat so hard, right? If somebody whoops your ass and you're trying to rank up, just leave. Like, if it feels like it's no contest, like it's just like, no, you're not gonna. It feels like you're just not gonna win at all. It's like, you could just leave. Just leave. After the first match, they body you. Just leave. Find a new match. Play the next person. You know, if you lose that one and you're like, you know what, I think I can beat this guy. Rematch him again, right? If you feel like you can overcome it, rematch them. If you feel like you cannot overcome it because they're just a little higher than your skill level for right now, leave, right? If you want to, if you're like, say for instance, you're doing a 2 out of 3, you do a 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5 or whatever, then like 2 out of 3, you beat them twice or you beat them 3 times, and you're trying to rank up and they're your same rank, and you just got a load of rank points for that. Just time to leave, pack it up, leave, go get a new match, right? You don't want them basically learning you, right? Or you could just play until you lose and then leave. But you know, people hate that. It's like, oh, you lost one match and then you just left, right? But yeah, I mean, if you're trying to rank up, that's kind of what you got to do. I try to keep that in mind when I'm playing people. That people might be trying to rank up, even if I'm trying to deathmatch, or I'm trying to do like a 2 out of 3, or I'm trying to do a 3 out of 5. If I beat somebody real bad, then like, if they leave, then that's why. If they rage quit, that's one thing. Where they just exit out the game without it letting it go back to the menu. But yeah.
This video was inspired. I can't remember if it was a Twitter post or a Facebook post or both, but in the last couple months, I've seen somebody put up a post and they was basically like, people need to shut up about saying people need to rematch and rank. And I seen an opposing post, not to that one, just somebody else putting up a post saying, if you don't rematch and rank, then you are, you know, beep, whatever. And it doesn't shock me that this is a passionate topic, but I think what shocks me is that when I read through the post on both sides, I have heard a certain level of validity in both arguments, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, on both sides.
But anyway, it inspired me, and I figured I should make a video about it because I want to hear you guys' thoughts, and I'll give you my thoughts on it as well.
People have got to realize that your opponent might be out for something different than you are at the time. If you just want nonstop matches, when they leave after 2 matches, after beating you, they might be trying to rank up. You, on the other hand, might not care about ranking up at the time. You might just be learning. So you might just be like, all right, I'm going to play everybody. Win or lose, I'm going to just keep rematching regardless. Everybody not out to do that.
But yeah, the whole point of this video is just put this in the comments below. Answer this question. Do you guys feel your opponent should at least rematch you one time in rank, win or lose?
Yes.
Do you feel that they should rematch you at least once? Because I will admit, even on my end, it is frustrating to have a close match against somebody. They win one time and then they leave.
If it's close, then yeah.
It's not frustrating because it is. I'm not.
If it's super one-sided,
it doesn't annoy me sometimes.
You don't have to rematch.
It's not the same thing saying they have to rematch though. We'll get into that.
If they beat you, beat the crap out of you in the first round and then double perfect you right after that, and you don't win no rounds.
I do believe for them to do
get
this,
out of there.
need much better net code and better protocols in place to stop cheating. But I do think they should implement a rank system similar to Mortal Kombat, not the rank up process where they reset and all that every single season. Or maybe they should. I don't know. I don't think they should do that. But I think
Tekken's rank system is just fine the way it is, because it allows you to play against people that are higher ranked than you without losing a shit ton of points, without risking a shit ton of points. Because if the person who is a higher rank is playing against somebody who's way lower ranked than them, like 3 or 4 ranks lower than them, they can just keep playing them over and over again. Even if they're losing, they're not really losing a lot, right? You lose sometimes you'll lose like 50, like depending on how far away, you might lose like, I don't know, 100 points or maybe 50 points or something like that at the most, or the least amount of points you can risk because they're super far away. But then when somebody's the same rank, you gain like 1,000 something points. So you don't have like if it's a close rank or it's the same rank, then like go hard for the win and try to get the win, beat the person, get all the points. If it's far apart and there's somebody's way higher than you and you know they're probably going to beat you, still fight hard, but you know you don't have to worry about losing a whole lot of points. And they might rematch you over and over again just because it's like, okay, well, this guy seems like, he's trying to put up a fight. Let's see if, he could beat me or whatever, or let's see, or y'all just having a good match or whatever. And you might be able to learn some stuff without having to risk a whole bunch of points. That's what I like about Tekken's rank system.
3. Mortal Kombat has a best 2 out of 3 in rank, and basically if you leave before that, you get penalized. And I think that's a good thing, because I like the fact that they're simulating offline tournaments when they do that. I think that's a good thing. I don't think they can do that with the way the net code is now, but once it is properly set up and if the cheating thing is actually died down or gone, I think that's a very, very, very good idea. And I think you should get the same amount of points you get per match, not per best out of 3. You should win or lose the same amount of points in rank per match. That's just my opinion. You guys post in the comments below if you actually think that's a good idea or not.
Nope.
Okay, all right, let's get into this. Is it wrong not to rematch in rank? If you're playing rank, is it wrong if you choose not to rematch? In my opinion, no, it is not wrong. At the end of the day, this is just a game. And if you're just playing...
I don't agree with people saying, at the end of the day, it's just a game. I hate when people say that, because yes, it is just a game, but some people take it seriously enough where it's like they want to improve, they want to get better at the game, right? So they have a reason why they get a little upset when like somebody leaves immediately, or they're trying to learn a matchup and then somebody just leaves immediately after beating them, or it leaves immediately after losing, right? I hate when people say, oh, it's just a game. We all know that if we enjoy playing games or we enjoy trying to improve at games, it's frustrating sometimes. And yes, it's just a game, but to a degree, people take it seriously. If you're playing in casual games, then yeah, you're not losing nothing. So like you don't really have nothing except your pride. If you're getting slaughtered by somebody and you don't want to stay in that match, you don't have to, right? Like if you that upset, it's like at the other person, and I don't know, maybe you just stop playing that match. But like usually if I'm upset, I'm most of the time in Tekken, if I'm upset, I'm mostly upset at myself. Yes, I do be upset at some of the people, the way they be playing sometimes, but more so it's me being mad at myself for not being able to like deal with some of the nonsense, and I have to like learn through all of that stuff. So like I just wish people would stop saying it's just a game and stop using it as a thing. Let's talk about it as if it's an esport. This is what we do. This is what we've been. This is our hobby. This is what we do for years. We've been doing this for years. You go to tournaments. You want to enter things. You know, some people want to do that. Some people just want to get better and just be better at the game. They want to be better than their friends, right? Sometimes, as long as you're not harming anybody, like or anything like that, you should be fine. It's like, should you have some etiquette about, you know, not ruining games or maybe not trolling people all day? Like, maybe you should, but I mean, that part is like, yeah, I mean, you could just leave the match. You know what I mean?
Playing for fun, or you only have fun playing certain characters or certain people. I don't think anybody should judge you if you don't want to rematch. You don't have to rematch. Okay? You don't. Now, I would add an additional question to that and say, if you're just playing for fun, then why not play quick match? That's what I would ask you guys.
Because it doesn't feel like there's anything on the line. I understand that, right? If you're just playing for fun, you probably should play quick match, right? But in fighting games, in ranked, you get put against people usually that are around your skill level. In quick match, I don't think there's no matchmaking. So you can get put against people that are way above your skill level, and you may not have any fun at all. Playing against people, keep getting put against people that are just way better than you, that are just like, oh, I'm gonna just do whatever in quick match. I don't care, and you know, I'm just here to wreck people's day. Who knows? Like, but like sometimes you want to have something on the line, even if you are just playing for fun. I get that, but if you are doing it in ranked, then like, I feel like anybody that's doing it for fun in ranked still takes it a little seriously, or should at least. But that's I mean, I guess they don't have to, because it's 1v1. I'm talking about it from a perspective of like playing Valorant for the last like year. Like people go into ranked and they're just like, it's just a game. I'm just playing this for fun. I like playing ranked for fun. And it's like, and they just don't care about winning. They don't care about doing the right thing, and they call people sweats. And it's like, but we're trying to win because we want to rank up, but you don't care about ranking up. You're just doing whatever. You're just running out, throwing a game. Like, that's fun for you. That's not fun for everybody else. Want to throw matches, go in swift play or something. I don't know. Like, where nobody loses anything. You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess it's fun for them to ruin people's games. You know, who knows?
Answer that in the comments. I would love to hear. Why not just play quick match? I know on one hand you can say, well, hey, in quick match, I might be mighty ruler level or whatever, if you want to use ranks to define your level, and I'm playing against somebody that's first down. That's not fun. I agree. That would not be fun. But at least in my experience, I would say in quick match, most of the time, not all of the time, you can match up with somebody that's first down, but most of the time, you will match up with somebody around your level. So if it's just for fun, I don't think you need to play rank. Now, you could say, well, I'm playing rank seriously. I'm trying to use this as best as I can to assess my skill level. You know, I don't go offline. I don't have locals. I don't go to majors, and that's fine. Then my other question to you would be, why not rematch? So if you're playing somebody and you know for a fact, or you don't know they're a cheater. I mean, we don't always know, but if you know they're a cheater and you want to rematch, I guess that's my point. That's fine. But if you don't know if they're a cheater, you have a good net code, then I would say, well, why not rematch? Simply because if you beat somebody, and I'm in this case, I'm talking about just one game, because for the people who just win and leave, if you beat somebody and you really want to get an idea to see how good you are now, I actually feel like that's very hard to do in ranked, period, especially in short sets. I think that's hard to do. But if you want to have a better idea of how good you are in reference to that person, why not give them at least,
because you might already know. You might already know that they're better,
to see if they can adapt to you. Because if they can adapt to you and you can still beat them, I think that will give you a little bit better idea of where you stand with that person. A little bit. I don't think that guarantees you're better than that person, but it will give you a little bit better of an idea versus winning and leaving. So again, post your comments below why you don't do that. If that is the case, I would love to hear that. Now, I just asked you guys, is it wrong not to rematch? And I said no, and I stand by that. I really do. I think as a player, it is your right and choice to rematch or not rematch as you see fit, as long as you play honestly. You know, if you didn't cheat or whatever, and if you cheat, you probably shouldn't even be playing rank, okay? At the end of the day.
If you cheat, you shouldn't even be playing, period. Freaking cheaters.
Now, should you rematch is another question. And in most cases, I do think you should rematch. If the person isn't cheating, if the net code is quality, whether it's a character you like or don't like, then yeah, I think.
If it's a character that I don't like fighting against, I have to fight him a lot. I at least fight him like 2 to 3 times. I got to see if I can beat this person or learn, because like most of the time, if you don't like fighting somebody, it's because you don't know the matchup and you don't know what's what about the character. And if you never fight that character ever, then you'll always hate that character because you'll never understand how to fight the character.
You should rematch. I do. I think you should play some form of a set when you're playing rank, whether that's best of 3, 5, 7, or whatever. It's probably why I said once they get the net code better and they hopefully can reduce or stop the cheating, I think in Tekken 8 they should force a best out of 3 with an option.
Whoa. When was this posted? Oh, a year ago. Okay, so this is old. Cool. I was about to say, because I was like, it definitely made the netcode better. And maybe this was right before they made the netcode better.
To continue
because what he's showing is a tournament. It's not online set, so you don't see the thing in the bottom corner.
And the main reason for that,
but I think the netcode is
like I said, I don't
pretty damn good now
to define who's better unless you guys run a long enough deathmatch. But I think giving your opponent the chance to adapt to you and you being able to beat that adaptation or adapting to their adaptation will just make you a better player, which is what they're trying to do in rank.
Facts.
At the end of the day, you know, or at least what I feel like you should be playing rank for at the end of the day. That might be the best way you can to become a better player and test yourself. So yes, I do think you should rematch. Now, I've heard some people say, and this is one of those things I actually feel is somewhat of a valid point on the end of not wanting to rematch. They said that I want to play as many people as possible.
Bullshit. Playing as many people as possible. You could play as many people as possible and still rematch. Like you could rematch, you could play somebody, rematch them, leave. Play somebody, rematch, leave. Win or lose, right? You'll play a lot of people. It was like you'll play maybe like what? You'll play double. Technically, you think you would play double the amount of people, but you won't, because what will happen sometimes is you'll just get matched up against them again. So you're gonna have to play them again anyway. Especially if you're around the same level and y'all play around the same time of day all the time, like every day. Like there's sometimes where I would get on when I used to play Tekken. I was playing Claudio, and I was like maybe I don't know. That was like probably like 6 years ago, and I'm just guessing, but it's probably like 6 years ago. And I remember I used to get on every day after work and play Tekken, and at the same time every day after I got off work, and I would run into some of the same people almost every day because we were around the same rank and we were ranking up probably around the same amount of time, like same speed or whatever, and like we were still around green ranks or whatever. But I would fight some of these people almost every day. And it's like you're not gonna fight so many more people because you didn't rematch somebody. You're gonna run into them again. Sometimes you'll run into them again the next match. You'll leave and then you'll queue up again and you'll run right back into them. And it'll be like you might as well have rematched the guy.
Want to play a match and then move on and play as many people so I can learn more stuff because I'm newer to the game. That makes sense.
No, it don't.
It does. It really, really does. There's so much to Tekken. There's so many characters that
if you're new to the game, you probably should be rematching people. If you're new to the game and you're coming into the game, when you first start out online, you probably shouldn't even care about your rank at all and just deathmatch people all day. Like just deathmatch them. Just play them until they leave. Because that way, in your own rank, even if you get somebody that's like way better than you because they're just not ranking up because they might be deathmatching too. That happens to me. Where just people are just way better than me, and we're in the same rank because they don't care about whatever their rank is. They just play a lot and they just play people until they leave, until one of us leaves or one of us gets tired. Play that person over and over and over, and you'll be able to learn to adapt to that person, and you'll start to learn what you're supposed to do against this character versus what this person is doing, and then you take what you learn into the next match, deathmatch the next person, play them until they leave, right? And for new players, I think that's why deathmatching in Tekken is so good, because you can just play and play and play and play with very little downtime, matches after matches after matches, and that's how we played like Marvel offline and stuff like that. That's how when we got together on Fridays for like temple sessions or whatever. We just played matches after matches after matches after matches, and that's how you end up getting better. Even if you're losing a lot, you start to get better. And it's like same thing with what I'm doing with Apex here today. I've been playing Apex literally all day, and I have made a little improvement, a little improvement today, but it's better than I was earlier today. But I feel like if I keep doing what I'm doing, then eventually I'll just get good enough to feel like I can like take people on. But it's gonna take a long time because I hadn't played Apex like this ever. Like I've never tried to take Apex seriously. So I might be taking Apex seriously and try to see if I can improve over time. But rematch people over and over and over and over again. The newer you are, the more you need to be deathmatching people in Tekken.
You want to at least get to the point where the most popular characters, you can understand some of their core weaknesses at the very least. What I would say to that though is that if you run at least a best out of 3, I don't think that's going to hurt you. It'll probably even help you, because the more you play against a character, the better chances are of you remembering some of the things you've learned against that character with more matches. I mean, that might sound like duh, but I don't know. Some people might not see it that way, but yeah, I think that would help you, and I don't think that would hurt you. At the very least, best of 3. But honestly, if I'm being honest, as long as you play Tekken long enough, then I don't think it's gonna hurt you either. So if you, for example, you play 5 characters one day, and yeah, you may have wanted to play 20, and in those 5 characters you played a death.
You played 20 characters in one day. You're not gonna remember nothing that nobody did. You're gonna come
across 5 different characters, and the longer you played those characters, whether it was the day before or that day, I feel like it's a better chance of you remembering stuff. Because what typically happens is you come across the same 15 characters, in terms of popularity, and then you play a character that's still a strong character.
Kazuya, King, Dragunov.
And you've forgotten the whole matchup. You played them today, and then you don't see them again for 6 months.
I've fought one Lydia since I've been playing Tekken again.
Match, I think that increases your chances of remembering.
I play Lydia
with some of their moves or some of the weaknesses that may come to that character.
I'm the one Lydia that they play all day.
Wrong about that. I don't think I am. But yeah, for the most part, I think that if you can, you should rematch. Now, from the flip side of that, in cases where you're rematching people, despite everything I said, if they're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and
I want to learn a Korean backdash like Anakin.
Potentially may hurt you. I do think there are cases when you're playing against certain people.
You do it so smooth. You do it so smooth.
You're winning. It could.
I need to sit here and wiggle my finger on the D-pad like
based player using that same character. So that's something to think about.
In the way I'm supposed to. I just need to do it all day.
Please consider liking and subscribing. As I always say, all support is very, very much appreciated.
Let me like this video.
This is Acid Light.
Like this video.
You guys take care.
I might subscribe to him too, because I've seen a bunch of his stuff, and since I've been playing Tekken a lot. All right, pretty good video. PC harder than PS4? Yes or no? That's why we need crossplay. So this is not ever a question. This is why crossplay needs to be a thing, which is good because I think Tekken 8 is crossplay across everything now. And Street Fighter. It was so needed. So needed.